The other issue, though, is wire fraud, money laundering. In essence, what the government is saying is they've created a fake system out there. They fooled the banks. They lied about what they hid their profits. They hid their profits. And all of this was an effort to circumvent the law. And so they're not saying it was just a violation of this law. They're saying there were also all sorts of other violations in there as well.
A lot of Americans participate in online gaming. Is this the beginning of the end for this?
You know, unclear. Some people, there was a movement before this happened towards legalizing online gambling. Many people believe that it would eventually become legal. The question now is this going to push it more towards making it illegal, or is there going to be this sort of groundswell of people who are saying, you know what, it's time to just legalize it? I think in the short term, it's going to be very tough to move forward with legalizing it. In the long term, I think it's almost inevitable.
In terms of eradicating it, it seems really tough, like a game of whack-a-mole. You shut down these companies which are located offshore, somebody else just starts a new website, right?
Sure, but you know, these were the big guns in this arena, and they almost legitimized what was happening because they were so big. I mean, one of the big partnership with the Wynn Resort. I mean, you know, these are major companies, and what the government is saying is, yeah, look, you were allowed to do it offline, but when you started coming here with U.S. players and you started playing these sort of engaging in the shenanigans with the U.S. banks, that's when they got into trouble.
And they were so big, they were sponsoring players in the Poker World Series, and these were established companies.
We're talking about $3 billion here, and a lot of people, a lot of Americans who have played these games probably thinking that they weren't doing anything illegal.
Interesting, Dan. Thank you for coming in. We appreciate it. Let's go over to Ron Claiborne now. The latest on the other headlines of the morning. Ron, good morning.
Good morning, Dan. And good morning, everyone. In the news this morning, 5 NATO troops and 4 Afghan soldiers were killed when a suicide bomber disguised as an Afghan army uniform detonated a vest full of explosives outside a base in eastern Afghanistan. The nationalities of the NATO troops who died are not yet known. The Taliban has claimed responsibility for that attack. And in Texas, wildfires are sweeping across hundreds of thousands of acres in a resort area 120 miles west of Dallas. Dozens of homes have already been destroyed and hundreds of people have been evacuated. A firefighter was killed battling that blaze. And today marks the 4th anniversary of the Virginia Tech massacre, when 32 people were gunned down in the worst mass shooting in U.S. history. School will commemorate the occasion with a 5K run for remembrance and a candlelight vigil. And the father of Kyron Horman, the Oregon boy missing since last June, has found a new way to keep his son's disappearance in the public eye. Kane Horman will set up booths at 2 Portland, Oregon events to distribute flyers and buttons in an effort to re-energize the search for his missing son. And finally, professional golfer Kevin Na was only too happy to shoot par on the 9th hole at the Texas Open on Friday. That's because it took him 16 shots. 16 shots to hit the ball on the same hole the day before. He hit a lost ball, he lost a couple of balls, hit trees, got caught in the brush, he even swung and missed once. Another golfer who struggled on the same hole said he had a Kevin Na hole, which is a cruel way of putting it. But
that's probably what I would look like out there.
And that's not the record. The record's 18. John Daly did that.